Today's notes are all about polynomial operations. So adding and subtracting polynomials, multiplying polynomials. We'll actually come to dividing polynomials later on. That's not going to be in these notes. So just adding, subtracting, and multiplying. So what it says combine like terms and then write your answer in standard form. So in order to combine like terms, you're only allowed to combine terms with the same exponent. So 3x squared would get combined with x squared, or 11x would get combined with negative 5x. And then lastly, positive 4 would get combined with negative 13. So when you do this, 3x plus x squared would give us 4x squared. And then you would get 11x plus negative 5 would be positive 6x. And then for our last term, positive 4 plus negative 13 is going to give us negative 9. And so then our answer would just be 4x squared plus 6x minus 9. That's as simplified as we can get for a question like this. Okay, we can't combine terms that don't have the same exponents on them. For this next one, question number 2, we need to be careful because negatives can always screw everything up. So what I like to do is I like to just distribute the negative right away, get rid of that negative, so then we don't have to worry about it. So now we have 9n cubed minus 4n squared plus 2n minus 10. That's going to be plus 2n squared minus n minus 7. Again, we go through and decide to combine all of the terms that are the same. So negative 4n squared can get combined with positive 2n squared. We have a positive 2n that can get combined with negative n right there. And then we have a negative 10, which can get combined with negative 7. So 9n cubed is going to stay because there's no other cubes. Negative 4n squared plus 2n squared, that is going to give us negative 2n squared. Positive 2n minus n is going to give us just plus n. And then negative 10 minus 17 is going to give us negative 17. And then this would be our final solution here. All right, number 3. Again, this is another one. I would distribute the negative through all the way first, just to not have to worry about it. So that's 5k cubed minus 2k squared plus 2k minus 2k squared minus 2k minus 17. 5k cubed is going to stay. There's no other cubed. Minus 2k minus 2k makes minus 4k squared. Positive 2k and negative 2k will actually just cancel with each other. And then we just get negative 17 left on the end there. Another subtraction, just because I know these are the hardest, so we distribute the negative to all of the terms in the parentheses. Y plus 4y squared minus 3 minus 1 minus 2y squared plus 5y plus y cubed. We're always writing these in standard form, so we're going to move this y cubed to the front, and then we'll combine our y squared. So 4y squared and negative 2y squared would be positive 2y squared. We have y and 5y, so it's going to make positive 6y. And then we have negative 3 and negative 1, so that's going to make negative 4. And then there would be our answer. Again, we have another negative sign here, so distribute the negative to all of these. We have 8b squared plus ab minus 2a squared plus 10ab minus 7a squared plus b squared. When you're writing one like this in standard form, it's alphabetical first, so a, and then you usually put the ab's next, and then b squared would go on the end. Okay, so writing these in standard form is a little bit weirder. So we have negative 2a squared and negative 7a squared, so that's negative 9a squared. We have AB and positive 10AB, so that's positive 11AB. And then we have B squared and 8B squared, so that's going to make positive 9B squared. And then there's our answer, just like this. All right, so that's adding and subtracting polynomials. Hopefully not too difficult. Next, we're going to look at multiplying polynomials. So the first thing says distribute or FOIL, and then it says combine the like terms, and then write your answer down in standard form. So just as it said, that's what we're going to do. So w goes to w squared, so that's w cubed. W would also go to 2w, so that's plus 2w squared. And then we do w times 1, which would just make plus w. In the other sense, we would go negative 7 times w, so that's negative 7w squared. Negative 7 and 2 makes negative 14w. And then negative 7 and 1 makes negative 7. Now we do our combining of like terms here. W cubed all by itself, can't combine it with anything else. 2w squared, negative 7w squared makes negative 5w squared. We have w and negative 14w, so that's negative 13w. And then that minus 7 is just going to go on the end. And just like adding and subtracting, there's no more like terms that can get combined there, so we're finished. All right, next we have 7. So this is just foiling, so first we would get 8x. Outside would be 2x times negative 9x, so that's negative 18x squared. Inside would be 1 times 4, which is positive 4. And then last would be 1 times negative 9x, which is negative 9x. On the other side here, we have to distribute this negative 2x into this parentheses. So it's going to be negative 6x squared minus 22x. Now it's all about combining the like terms. So we have negative 18x and negative 6x. Always start with the biggest exponent to put that first so that we can put it in standard form. So that's going to make negative 24x squared. And then we have 8x minus 9x, so that's negative x, minus 22x, which would make negative 23x. And then the very last thing there is just that plus 4, right? The only thing that's left. And there would be our answer. Okay, number 8. In order to avoid making mistakes on one like number 8 here, what I would do is I would FOIL the two binomials first, okay? Because sometimes people make the mistake of trying to distribute negative 3 to everything, but that's not true. We wouldn't do that, right? You're only going to distribute negative 3 into one of these, okay? But in order to avoid that mistake completely, let's FOIL this first and just keep it in parentheses. So we're going to put negative 3 on the outside, and then we get a squared minus 2a plus 5a minus 10. Now that we have these in here, we can simplify this just a little bit. So it's going to be a squared plus 3a minus 10. And then we distribute the negative 3. So we get negative 3a squared minus 9a plus 30. And then that's going to be our final answer. Okay. All right, now we have one where it's just 3x plus 1 cubed, okay? You have to rewrite this. By all means, do not ever do this. No, okay? You can only distribute an exponent if it's only multiplication. If it was 3x times 1, then we can distribute the exponent. But it's 3x plus 1, completely different problem. So instead we have to write 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 1 times 3x plus 1. And then we just have to FOIL it out. So I'm going to FOIL in the front first. So that's 9x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 1. So that's 9x squared plus 6x plus 1. And now I'm going to drop down this last 3x plus 1 and FOIL that into there. So that is 27x cubed plus 9x squared plus 18x squared plus 6x plus 3x plus 1. So a lot of multiplying going on there. So combine like terms, 27x cubed plus 27x squared plus 9x plus 1. Boom. Okay, so a lot of multiplying there that happens. Just got to make sure you multiply every single term by each of the other terms. This one is very similar, right? I'm just going to multiply the first two together first, so that's x squared plus 4x would be the next multiplication, minus 3x minus 12 times x minus 5. Combine 4x and negative 3x, that's going to give us just positive x here. So then we're going to go x squared times x, which gives us x cubed, x squared times negative 5, which gives us negative 5x, x times x, x squared times 5 is negative 5x squared, x times x is positive x squared, x times negative 5 is negative 5x, negative 12 times x is negative 12x, and negative 12 times negative 5 is positive 60. Combine some like terms, x cubed minus 4x squared minus 17x plus 60 is then going to be our final answer. So I know these don't feel like they're very simplified, but just getting rid of all of those multiplication signs is simplifying it, right? So now it's all just pluses and minuses. This last question says the height of a rectangular prism can be expressed as 2x plus 9, right? So this right here, 2x plus 9. One side of the base is x plus 1. The other length of the other side is x plus 4. So then we have x plus 1. And then the other side is going to be x plus 4, right? So our box is looking something like this. Oh, probably not my best drawing. But anyway, what it's trying to get us to do is to write an expression for the volume of the prism, right? So it's just saying take 2x plus 9, multiply it by x plus 1, and then multiply that by x plus 4. So that's going to be 2x squared plus 2x when we do these two multiplications, and then plus 9x plus 9 when we do those two multiplications. Simplify, 2x squared plus 11x plus 9. Drop down that x plus 4, because we still need to multiply that in. So that's going to give us 2x cubed plus 8x squared when we go here and here, plus 11x squared plus 44x when we go here and there, plus 9x when you go there, plus 36 when you go 9 times 4 there. So our final answer would be 2x cubed plus 19x plus 53x, 19x squared, sorry, plus 53x plus 36. And there's your final answer. Okay, so maybe a little tedious, but hopefully not too difficult, right? Just make sure you're multiplying all of the terms together here and then simplifying correctly. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions.